Hello everyone. In this video we are going to learn about inequalities in complex numbers. We know any of the complex numbers z, if it is a plus iota b, where a and b are any two real numbers, can also be represented in polar form as z equal to r cos theta plus iota sin theta, where we know r represents the modulus of z and theta represents the argument of z. We have some properties of inequalities also in complex numbers, and they are, for any of the two complex numbers z1 and z2, the inequalities are number 1, modulus of z1 plus z2 is less than equal to modulus of z1 plus modulus of z2. Number 2, modulus of z1 plus z2 is greater than equal to modulus of z1 minus modulus of z2. Number 3, modulus of z1 minus z2 is less than equal to modulus of z1 plus modulus of z2. And number 4 is modulus of z1 minus z2 is greater than equal to modulus of z1 minus modulus of z2. Let's learn about the proof of them now. The first property we have, modulus of z1 plus z2 is less than equal to modulus of z1 plus modulus of z2. For the proof of it, we take any two complex numbers. Let z1 equal to r1 into cos theta 1 plus iota sin theta 1. And z2 equal to r2 into cos theta 2 plus iota sin theta 2. We know that z1 plus z2 is r1 cos theta 1 plus r2 cos theta 2 plus iota r1 sin theta 1 plus r2 sin theta 2. We know how to add the complex numbers. Real part is added to real part and imaginary part is added to imaginary part. If we want to find out the modulus of z1 plus z2, that will be root of r1 cos theta 1 plus r2 cos theta 2 whole square plus r1 sin theta 1 plus r2 sin theta 2 whole square. Because we know that for any z equal to a plus iota b, its modulus is given by root of a square plus b square. If we square and simplify this, this will give us z1 plus z2 mod square will be equal to r1 square cos square theta 1 plus r2 square cos square theta 2 plus 2r1 r2 cos theta 1 cos theta 2 plus r1 square sin square theta 1 plus r2 square sin square theta 2 plus 2r1 r2 sin theta 1 sin theta 2, applying the identity of a plus b whole square. If we take these two terms together and get r1 square common, this will give us cos square theta 1 plus sin square theta 1. If we take these two terms and take r2 square common, we are getting cos square theta 2 plus sin square theta 2. And if we take these two terms together and get 2r1 r2 as common, we will be getting cos theta 1 cos theta 2 plus sin theta 1 into sin theta 2. If we simplify, r1 square into 1. Why? Because we know cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1 for any value of theta, plus r2 square into 1 plus 2r1 r2 into cos of theta 1 minus theta 2. We have applied here the identities cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1 for any theta. And also we know that cos A cos B plus sin A into sin B is equal to cos of A minus B. We get by this that modulus of Z1 plus Z2 square is equal to R1 square plus R2 square plus 2R1 R2 cos of theta 1 minus theta 2. If we find the value of square of modulus Z1 plus modulus of Z2, that will be R1 plus R2 square, which is equal to R1 square plus R2 square plus 2R1 R2 using the formula of A plus B whole square. Now we also know that cos theta 1 minus theta 2 is always less than equal to 1. If we multiply 2r1 r2 on both the sides, we will get 2r1 r2 cos of theta 1 minus theta 2 less than equal to 2r1 r2. It means this part is lesser than this. So we are getting here that r1 square plus r2 square plus 2r1 r2 cos of theta 1 minus theta 2 is less than equal to r1 square plus r2 square plus 2r1 r2. We are adding r1 square plus r2 square on both the sides. This is what? This is modulus of z1 plus z2 whole square. And this is modulus of z1 plus modulus of z2 whole square. And if the square is less, can we say that modulus of z1 plus z2 is less than equal to modulus of z1 plus modulus of z2 or not? The second property is modulus of z1 plus z2 is greater than equal to modulus of z1 minus modulus of z2. The proof of it, we can go with taking any two complex numbers z1 r cos theta 1 plus iota sin theta 1 and z2 as r2 into cos theta 2 plus iota sin theta 2, where we know that modulus of z1 is given by r1 and modulus of z2 is given by r2. We have seen just now that whole square of z1 plus z2 modulus, that is the square of modulus of z1 plus z2 is given by r1 square plus r2 square plus 2r1 r2 cos of theta 1 minus theta 2. So we can use the same here. If we want to find out the difference of modulus of z1 and z2 and the square of it, will be r1 minus r2 square, that is r1 square plus r2 square minus 2r1 r2, using the identity of a minus b perfect square. We know that cos of theta 1 minus theta 2 is less than equal to 1. If we multiply both the sides by 2r1 r2, 2r1 r2 cos of theta 1 minus theta 2 is less than equal to 2r1 r2. So we are getting this here 2r1 r2 cos theta 1 minus theta 2, but here we are subtracting 2r1 r2 here, which is the greater part. It means we are subtracting the greater part from r1 square plus r2 square, adding the smaller part. So can we say from these two relations that modulus of z1 plus z2 square is greater than equal to modulus of z1 minus modulus of z2 square? and hence we can say that modulus of z1 plus z2 is greater than equal to modulus of z1 minus modulus of z2. But in case modulus of z2 is greater than modulus of z1, then we will get the negative sign here. And to avoid that, we write that modulus of z1 plus z2 is greater than equal to modulus of z1 minus modulus of z2. Please remember this, because we can make use of z2 minus z1 also in case modulus of z2 is greater than modulus of z1. Third property is modulus of z1 minus z2 is less than equal to modulus of z1 plus modulus of z2. For the proof of it, can we write modulus of z1 minus z2 as modulus of z1 plus minus z2? We know from the first inequality that modulus of z1 plus z2 is less than equal to modulus of z1 plus modulus of z2. Applying this property, can we write that modulus of z1 plus minus z2 is less than equal to modulus of z1 plus modulus of minus z2? It means we can write that modulus of z1 minus z2 is less than equal to modulus of z1 plus modulus of z2. Why? Because we know that modulus of minus z2 is equal to modulus of z2. This is the proof of this property. Let's see the fourth inequality, that is modulus of z1 minus z2 is greater than equal to modulus of z1 minus modulus of z2. For the proof of it, we can write modulus of z1 as modulus of z1 minus z2 plus z2. We have subtracted and added z2 in this. This is equal to modulus of z1 minus z2 plus z2 or not. Now we know that from the first inequality, modulus of z1 plus z2 is less than equal to modulus of z1 plus modulus of z2. Using this property, can we write that modulus of z1 minus z2 plus z2 is less than equal to modulus of z1 minus z2 plus modulus of z2? It means we can write that modulus of z1 is less than equal to modulus of z1 minus z2 plus modulus of z2. If we subtract modulus of z2 from both the sides, we can say modulus of z1 minus modulus of z2 less than equal to modulus of z1 minus z2. Or we can say that modulus of z1 minus z2 is greater than equal to modulus of z1 minus modulus of z2. Again the same thing, sometimes suppose modulus of z2 is greater than modulus of z1, we can say for all that modulus of z1 minus z2 is greater than equal to modulus of z1 minus modulus of z2, because we take the absolute value of modulus of z1 minus modulus of z2. Like this we can understand the proof of all the inequalities. We know that a complex number can be represented in vector form. Suppose we have z1 is equal to r1 into cos theta 1 plus iota sin theta 1 and z2 as r2 into cos theta 2 plus iota sin theta 2. Then you know that z1 can also be written as r1 cos theta 1 comma r1 sin theta 1, and z2 can be written as r2 cos theta 2 comma r2 sin theta 2. Ordered pair form we can write. Suppose we draw them in the Argand's plane and we find that this is OA representing Z1 and this is OB representing Z2. OA is representing the modulus of Z1 and OB is representing the modulus of Z2. if we complete the parallelogram here, we can find, see here, we can complete the parallelogram, and suppose this is C. Then if we join O to C, we will find that OC represents the sum of vector OA plus OB. That is, we can say Z1 plus Z2. This will be representing Z1 plus Z2 by the law of parallelogram, by law of addition of parallelogram. We can understand OC is equal to OA plus OB. So this will be, C will be representing, in that case, C will represent Z1 plus Z2. And then we can say that OC is representing modulus of Z1 plus Z2. We know the triangle's inequality, that in any of the triangle, any one side is less than the sum of the other two sides. It means by triangle's inequality, by triangle inequality, in triangle OAC, we will get OC is less than OA plus AC. But if OA and C, if OAC are collinear, then OA plus AC will be equal to OC. So we can use the sign of less than equal to here. And OC is representing, as we have seen here, modulus of Z1 plus Z2. OA is representing modulus of Z1. And AC is representing modulus of Z2, because we know in parallelogram opposite sides are equal, and then AC is equal to OB is equal to modulus of Z2. Since we are proving this inequality by using the triangular inequality, so it is also known as triangular inequality. In complex numbers. Thanks for watching my video. If you have any doubts or comments, leave them in the comment box and I will get back to you.